Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's been a big couple of months for us, and we've actually gone into a trading halt this morning for some results that came in late last night. So unfortunately, I can't talk about those, but watch for that story tomorrow. Just quickly, corporate overview. We've got a small but very, very active and good board, work very hard and cross lots of different regimes, which is just wonderful. Very strong shareholding, good support from our major shareholders. We've only been listed for a couple of years, just gone through that, and a good set of assets. Mount Isa in Queensland, very large, 1,000 square kilometre copper play with good gold backup. Air, a rare earths, lithium project in WA, and Owakuri, an advanced gold project in New Zealand. But what we're really going to talk about today is our recent acquisition of the Hillgrove gold antimony mine. It's a great time to be in gold, as we all know. It's also an excellent time to be in antimony. It's at a record price at the moment, and its use in particularly solar panels is increasing exponentially. So let's move on to Hillgrove first of all. The best thing about this is that it is an advanced project. It was a mine. It operated very efficiently for 30 years as an antimony operation. Went into care and maintenance in 2005 due to very low antimony prices at the time, somewhere circa 1,500 US. It's now at 15,000 US. It operated purely as antimony. It had some very good gold credits. Most of that gold went straight out to the tails dam because it wasn't a focus. Therefore, the tails dam from that period actually runs 1.6 grams gold, which is a higher grade than most West Australian gold deposits. We will be looking at maximising both gold and antimony from production from that, so we'll be getting the benefit of both prices. It's 1.4 million ounces at 6.1 grams per tonne equivalent. Very high grade, very robust. 65% of that is sitting in measured and indicated. That will be moving towards a reserve which should be out within the next month or so. We're extremely well advanced on that. We're just waiting for a bit of final metallurgy to be able to tick that box and get our first reserve out on the project. We've got a lot of infrastructure on site. There's been $120 million invested in the project so far on underground development. We can drive down the decline into the ore body. The metallurgy that we're doing at the moment isn't from core. We actually go down and take 1 tonne bulk samples from the ore body itself, so we've got a much better handle on what's going on. We've got a process plant that currently runs at about 200,000 tonnes per annum, and we've just put out a study showing that we can very easily double that to 500,000 tonnes per annum with not a great cost. That plant ran last in 2022, doing predominantly gold and low-grade gold. So it works, and it works very well. It's a good tenement package, 250 odd square kilometres. Importantly, as part of our funding package to move this project into production, we've just secured an offtake from Wogan, who are one of the world's larger antimony specialist traders, and they and Excelsior are doing final DD at the moment. The guys are on site only last week, doing their due diligence there to come in for a non-dilutionary circa 13 Oz funding package to allow us to move the project forward. So to bring in an off-taker at this point who's specialist in antimony, they see the benefit of the program that we've put together. They see the price at the moment, and they want to be involved. So that's a pretty good tick for us, and it also means that we can move through to BFS and financing without going back to the market. There's that resource, measured and indicated. It's a great number, and nearly best part of 1 million ounces sitting there in measured and indicated. We look forward to moving that forward. It'll probably be the normal sort of 60% of that will move in initially. We've started the program of starting to move inferred up, so there's a lot of inferred in the system, and we'll show you the potential of the field We've recently completed a drill program at the Bakers Creek mineralisation. This is one of the deeper areas in the field. As I say, we've just gone into a trading halt on this. We had released previously that there was visible gold, so we were expecting some pretty good numbers, and it's fair to say that that has been the case. The potential of this zone, and where we need to look at where that measured indicator is currently sitting, is in these areas here. We have a decline in. This area is largely developed, so we can access the ore body. There's no risk getting in there. The decline's in excellent condition, and we can get producing pretty well. So that's where our measured is sitting at the moment. There's inferred higher up here. There's a little bit of inferred further down. What we really see is the upside of this field, similar to what you're seeing at Costerfield and Fosterville and other places with a very similar sort of gold antimony system, is that these zones go to depth, and as they go to depth, they get better. Drilling in 2022 came up with 4.5 metres at 29 and some very high-grade hits in this area here. We've just infilled this and extended this down, and you'll be able to see those results tomorrow. I think we have quite clearly, will be able to show that that mineralisation goes to depth. That also means that these zones here that haven't been touched at all have the potential to extend down as well. So I think the potential upside for the project as we move forward is very, very good, and we're only seeing upside from where we're sitting at the moment. Just talking about where the development is, this is a schematic, so with the 3D orientations it gets a bit tricky in areas. Basically, portal comes in here. This is already developed. This area has all ready to go. We've got all ready to go up in this area. So best part of 12 months production, they're ready to go. Straight into some very good mineralisation. If you have a look at some of our releases on the samples that we've taken across drives to test work, not uncommon to see up to 2 ounce type material in that feed source. So there's a lot of work already been done here that we can benefit of. And, you know, we're sourcing critical minerals. There's a huge focus on critical minerals, as everybody knows. We've talked to both state and federal government on this. There's a huge amount of interest. This project is mentioned in all of the New South Wales government spin, if you like, that's coming out about critical minerals. So they see this as a project that they want to help move forward, and certainly the response that we've got from them has been very, very good. So where are we? We're completing metallurgy at the moment. This is always a slow process, unfortunately. The one thing that metallurgy tells you is to do more metallurgy. Unfortunately, with delays in laboratories in between, it takes a little bit longer than what you'd like. But that test work now is about 80% complete. We already have a very, very good understanding of what the process plant can do and has done previously. Recoveries for gold and antimony have always been in the 90s, lower end of the 90s. We believe that we can tweak that a bit with modern methods and revving things up a bit. So the test work that we're doing is helping to add incrementally to those recoveries. So we won't see big leaps, but we hope to pick up another 2 or 3%. As soon as we've got that metallurgy, we can build that into our reserve model and move forward. We've completed an underground mining study. That's near finalisation. We're waiting on a little bit of more geotechnical input into that, but that's happening as we speak. The plant upgrade study was released the other week, so we can double the capacity of the plant really by just adding a few bits of equipment, including a secondary crusher and a regrind mill. This is going to produce a much better flow through the plant and remove some of the issues that they had previously with it and make the whole thing a lot more stable, plus the capacity will be double. Our reserve will be coming out very shortly, as we talked about. That will feed directly into pre-feasibility. Because we're so advanced with this project, we know so much about it, we can drive into the ore body, we can walk around the plant. Our feasibility will move forward very quickly into a bankable and then financing and commencing mining, and we hope to get that happening as soon as we can. Looking at the plant itself, the study, as I say, has been completed. It's easy to double. You can see what we've got to do there. We've got to add another ore bin and add a few bits and pieces. Nothing severe. It's a pretty simple job, really, and it's not going to cost too much in the great scheme of things. The replacement value of this plant is probably somewhere circa 200 million and would take you a year to build. We don't have to do any of that. We've already shown from MET test work that we can produce particularly high-grade concentrate, very clean. This was something that couldn't have been done before. It's using new technology, but it's unbelievably simplistic technology, all based on gravity, which we all know about, so that works pretty well. And that'll give us a concentrate in the very, very high hundreds, even up to 200 grams per tonne in some cases. So that's a huge bonus, and it's a very clean concentrate. So we're starting on the antimony concentrate as well now to tidy that up, and we think that we should be able to do that as well, so that'll be interesting. We're seeing a lot of free gold, so about 40% of the gold from this project comes out through the gravity circuit. That's a new addition to the plant as well. It's been shown to work extremely well, and that takes a lot of the pressure off the flotation circuit, and we produce gold doré on site, or gold bars on site, so that helps a huge amount as well. We talked briefly on the Bakers Creek drilling. That's a 2,000 metre program that we've just completed. The results, as I say, will be out tomorrow on that. They came in about 9 o'clock last night, which was a shame they didn't come in last week, or we'd be able to mention them. But that certainly shows that there is free gold. We announced that. The zones extend to depth. The potential to push these zones down, as you're seeing in places like Fosterville, is very, very good. This mineralisation comes from depth, and because of the temperatures and pressures deeper down, you tend to get a better gold deposition happening down there. Underground, we're looking at potential incremental process benefits from the underground mineralisation. That test work is nearing completion. We'll be able to move that on. The tailing storage facility that's there, the historic one, it's interesting. We don't have a huge amount of focus on it at the moment, but we are doing a bit of test work there. We've got 1.5 million tonnes at 1.6 grams. That will be retreated in one way or another moving forward. There's a lot of antimony in there. There's also some pretty sizable amounts of tungsten sitting in there, which is $50,000 odd a tonne at the moment as well. So all of that's looking pretty good. That work is going on. On the process plant, the upgrade optimisation is nearing completion. The costing is done, and we're just moving all studies forward basically as we speak. Exploration upside just keeps on giving. There's some of the previous results. Some of those will be replicated. Some of them will be considerably better than that. And as I say, come and see us tomorrow and we'll be able to show you what that is. Very briefly on our other projects, Mount Isa, field team's going out tomorrow. This is the first time we've been able to get on site this year. The rainfall up there has been pretty spectacular over the last couple of years. We would have needed a boat to get on site a few weeks ago, but the roads were open last week. So our field teams are going back into Isa and they'll be doing follow-up geophysics and drilling out there. Rare Earth project, very, very interesting, and we'll be advancing that. Moving forward, we've got some very interesting results on that we released, but certainly our major focus at the moment on Hillgrove. And Owakuri, a project that we drilled last year, some very, very interesting results. There's a huge amount of low-grade mineralisation in this area, and we're still trying to find the source of where that's come from. There's been about 10,000 metres of drilling done on the project so far. That's an interesting one to follow up as we move forward. Thank you.